Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me for another Let's Learn QuickBooks, where I'm going to be tackling the QuickBooks Online certification to become a QuickBooks ProAdvisor. So, today is going to be a brief video because it's kind of late. It's almost 11 p.m. It's about to turn over to 11 p.m. in the next few minutes, but I just want to get something done today. So, let's get started. I'm going to show my screen, and I'm already on QuickBooks Online, so I'm just going to hit training. Let's see where we're at. So we are at reporting, the value of reports. Let's open that up. I don't like that song. Let me see if I could open up something else. Let's open something else up. Let's open that. It's more relaxing. That one's too much going on for me to be really focused. The value of reports. The story so far. Dan Chang is a virtual assistant. He has many clients and needs his QuickBooks Online reports to be clear and easy to read because he finds little time to spend on the admin for his own account. You have been reviewing his accounts up to 2019. How can QuickBooks Online help? It is important that you work together with your client to create value from his reports and build reporting packages Dan will find valuable. QuickBooks Online adds value for your clients with powerful reporting features. You'll both want to get the best from them. Learning outcomes. In this lesson, you'll learn how to 1. Describe the value of the reports to clients. Topics covered include the profit and loss, running a comparative profit and loss, analyzing the P&L report, and the balance sheet. Continue lesson. The profit and loss. There are a few key reports in the end-to-end accounting life cycle that will help you analyze the state of your client's business. Helping your client interpret the figures in their profit and loss balance sheet will help them gain business insights in order to make sound business decisions. The profit and loss report is the best place to start because it's the report the client will be most familiar with. Profit and loss summarizes the amount of financial activity associated with each income or expense account for a specific period of time. This will tell you whether your client is operating at a profit or a loss. By running a prior period profit and loss comparison report, you can reveal cash flow trends in spending and earnings from the business. Let's continue this lesson. Okay, so we have a video over here. We'll read the step-by-steps over here and then review the video. So, running a comparative profit and loss. Dan is concerned that his year-to-date hasn't been as lucrative as the previous year. To check this for him, you can run the profit and loss report and take a glance at his accounts. You can run a comparative profit and loss report from within the same report. There is no need to run two separate reports. Watch the video to see how this is done. The individual steps are below for you to follow. Changes in the UI may not be reflected in the video. So one UI that I've noticed, one change in the UI that I have noticed is, you see this plus sign over here? Plus new sign? It's now in the new UI, it's over here. So there's going to be differences. Sometimes there's going to be differences from what we see in the video. But let's get back to the steps. 1. Enter the report center from the left-hand navigation bar. It's right here. Select profit and loss from the business overview section. Set the report period to this year to date. Check to make sure the dates range from 1/1/2019 to today's date. Select previous year from the compare another period drop-down list and set the checkbox to X% change and X% income. Set the accounting method to accrual and select the run report button. So now let's watch the video.
Enter the report center from the left-hand navigation bar. Select profit and loss from the business overview section. Select the report period to this year to date. Check to make sure the date ranges from 01/01/2019 to today's date. Select previous year from the Compare Another Period drop-down list, and set the checkboxes to percentage change and percentage income. Set the accounting method to accrual. Select the Run Report button.
All right, perfect. So let's continue to the next part of the lesson. Lesson check. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Which of the accounts shown on the report need more investigation? Okay, so they didn't really show us this, but let's take a crack at it. So let's see what we got here. What we have here, I believe, is the profit and loss. So total January to September 6, 2019 versus January to September 6, 2018. That's the prior year. And we have to select one of these options over here. So what has changed here? Total, okay, automobile expenses. Well, there was an automobile expense over here, so I would say 1 would be one of them. There was none last year. Overhead expenses, office expenses, there was one this year. There was looking like nothing last year. So we'll take a look at that. Rent and lease. Let's see what's going on here. There was no rent and lease this year, so let's look at that. Travel expense 3, I would say that too. Other expenses, ask my accountant. Well, I think that they have to check everything. So, I don't know what their standard is for checking, what their threshold is here. But let's eliminate the ones that are maybe considered de minimis, which is immaterial. Automobile expense, that might be considered immaterial. It's $200. Travel expense, that's $100. That's not a lot. Okay, so that leaves us with overhead expenses, rent and lease, and ask my accountant. Let's check. No. So let's see what this is. Not quite. You should be looking for high decreases in uncategorized items and focus on those first. Okay, let's click them all. Not quite. Okay. So, first we need to look at uncategorized items and high decreases. So, high decreases. Wait, decreases is what they said. High decreases. Okay. This would be a high decrease. So 4. Travel expense. Why is there 2? Travel and travel expense. This is a high decrease, so 5. Travel expense and travel. I would say 3. I would say rent and lease. Well, we already did that. Overhead office expense. I don't know what that's about. I would say 2 as well, but let's check that. No. Not sure what their threshold is over here. What they're looking for. Let me know what if you guys have an opinion about this. Okay, let's look at that again. Lesson check. Okay, let's take a look again. What would be large decreases? Rent and lease. So 4. And ask my accountant is a large decrease. 5. Let's check. There we go. That's right. Rent and lease have a significant decrease in value. You'll want to ask Dan why this is. Ask My Accountant is automatically registered as an uncategorized expense by QuickBooks Online. Oh, that's what it is. You will want to take a deeper dive into the transaction report with Dan to agree how each of these should be correctly categorized in the future. So what I think, my understanding here is this is on Ask My Accountant, other expenses, Ask My Accountant. That is considered uncategorized expenses. Okay, that's 5. 4 was a large decrease. Overhead would be this, I would think. Looks like it just got placed in different accounts. Huh. 3%. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Analyze the profit and loss report. As part of your analysis of the profit and loss report, you will want to run through some top-level questions with your client. You're looking for discrepancies or things that look out of place, such as, ooh, this is really good stuff. So I'm going to make note of what they say over here. Reporting, analyzing the profit and loss. Let me write this down. Analyzing the profit and loss report. As part of, let me see if I can back this up a bit so I could get a bigger screenshot. Screen clipping. All right, let's get that. Okay, I have that taken. All right. Analyzing the profit and loss report. As part of your analysis of the profit and loss report, you will want to run through some top-level questions with your client. You're looking for discrepancies or things that look out of place, such as income. Does their total income look about right? Which income streams brought in more revenue? Is all their income categorized? Expenses. Are there any expense items in Ask My Accountant? And let's recall that Ask My Accountant is uncategorized expenses. Point out expenses that are different from prior periods and ask why. Review key areas like revenue, gross profit, and net profit. Let's take a look at how the conversation between you and Dan might go. The key metrics to consider when analyzing the profit and loss are this year to date, 1/1/19, to date automatically sets as day. Compare another period, previous year. Check percentage change. Check percentage of income and accounting method accrual. You'll see some transactions will need reclassifying. We'll take a look at that in more detail in a future module. So let's take a look at this video that we have on the side. The heck? Open up. I guess we have to play first. The heck? It's not opening up, but let's watch it from here. Bookkeeper, let's run through your profit and loss. Dan, does your total income sound about right to you? Yes, I think so. I've got a few income streams. That's great. I see you got a few income streams. That's great. It looks like the graphic design side of the business has really taken off. That's up about 67%. Okay, great. Wow, I didn't realize it had gone up by that much. You don't look like you did any public speaking this year, is that right? No, I did do some public speaking this year. I see you've got $890 of uncategorized income. Would that have been how much you were paid for public speaking? Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, I'll get that reclassified for you. Okay, let's take a look at your expenses. You got a few items in Ask My Accountant. Let's take a look. Oh, I can read what they said. How they should have been classified. Yeah, some of the expenses in there are actually my personal expenses. There's also a check I paid to one of my contractors. No worries, I can classify those for you, and that will tidy up your expenses and make sure everything is categorized correctly. Bookkeeper, I see you're using subcontractors a lot more this year. Is that working well for you? Yes, I'm planning to do more of this in the future to help me outsource graphic design work and free me up for consultancy and grow my something. Let's go back. And grow my business. Okay, let's take a look at the headline numbers. So this was your gross profit. These were your expenses, and okay, let's take a look at the headline numbers. So this was your gross profit. These were your expenses, and that gives you net income of $77,100 some dollars. Well, up 20.93% on the last year. Nice. And let's see what they said in the beginning. Okay. Nice. Okay. Perfect. Let's look at that again, because I think that's a good conversation to kind of take note of when you're talking with your clients. Okay, let's start from the top. Let's run through your profit and loss, Dan. Does your total income sound about right to you? Yes, I think so. I see you got a few income streams. That's great. It looks like the graphic design business side of the business has really taken off. That's up about 67%. Wow, I didn't realize it had gone up so much by that much. You didn't look like you did any public speaking this year. Is that right? No, I did do some public speaking this year. I see you've got $890 of uncategorized income. Would that have been how much you were paid for public speaking? Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, I'll get that reclassified for you. Okay, let's take a look at your expenses. You've got a few items in Ask My Accountant. Let's take a look at these items to see blah blah blah. Yeah, some of these expenses were actually my personal expenses. There's also a check blah blah blah. Anyways, I'll reclassify for that, and we'll tidy up your expenses, make sure everything is categorized correctly. I see you're using subcontractors a lot more this year. Is that working well for you? Okay, so I think that's about it. Let's fast forward about a little bit. Okay, let's take a look at the headline numbers. So this year, your gross profit. This was your gross profit. These were your expenses, and that gives you a net income of $77,172. So up 20.93% from last year. Nice. Okay, perfect. The balance sheet. Another key report in the end-to-end accounting life cycle is the balance sheet. A balance sheet summarizes the financial position of a business at a single moment in time. That is why it's commonly referred to as a snapshot of the business. This report reflects whether the assets that the business owns are enough to offset its liabilities and leave a net equity balance after all liabilities have been paid off. Select the tabs in turn. How to run the balance sheet. Enter the report center from the left-hand navigation bar right here. Select the balance sheet from the balance business overview section. Select the report period to last year or enter custom dates 1/1/18 to 12/31/18. Select the run report button. Changes in the UI may not be reflected in the video. ProAdvisor tip. You can also run comparison reports for the balance sheet to compare it with a previous period, or add the percentage options to give you the opportunity for further analysis.
Enter the report center.
Why is this not opening?
Enter Enter the report center from the left-hand navigation bar. Select balance sheet from the business overview section. Select the report
maybe it's because
period
it's
to
too
last year or enter
zoomed
custom
out too far.
dates 01.
Okay, should be the. Let's try it now. Yes, it was because I was zoomed out too far.
Report center from the left-hand navigation bar. Select balance sheet from the business overview section. Select the report period to last year or enter custom dates 01/01/2018 to 12/31/2018. Select the Run Report button.
See that again?
Enter the report last year or enter custom dates 01 year or enter last year period to last year or enter custom dates 01/01/2018
Okay.
to 12/31/2018. Select the Run Report button.
Got it. ProAdvisor tip: you can also run comparison reports for the balance sheet to compare it with a previous period, or add the percentage options to give you the opportunity to for further analysis. Continue to the next tab. Okay. Analyzing the balance sheet. When analyzing the balance sheet, the key areas to focus on are review each checking. This is good information to write down. So I'm going to write down my notes. Analyzing the balance sheet. Okay. Boom. Insert. Take a screenshot of this. Save that. And continue. When analyzing the balance sheet, the key areas to focus on are review each checking credit card for an accurate balance. Review accounts receivable. Review any new asset purchases. Review any prepaids and confirm they were accurately categorized. Review loan accounts and make sure they have been reconciled against current ending balances. Review loan accounts and make sure they have been reconciled against current ending balances. Review owner transactions in the equity section. Okay. Check that the net income in the balance sheet matches the net income on the profit and loss for the same period, e.g., year or quarter end. E.g., year or quarter end, and the same accounting method, e.g., accrual. Let's take a look at how the conversation between you and Dan might go. So let's maximize this. Okay, let's start with your bank accounts. You've got a checking account and savings account. Is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm going to take out a credit card. I've just haven't done it yet. Okay, let's make sure you let me know when that's set up so we can make sure it's linked to your QuickBooks so that you see the full picture of your finances. I see you've got $33,475 in accounts receivable. That's a lot of money you're owed. Is that right? I have no idea why that's showing. All my clients have paid me. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at that for you. Perhaps you've not been adding your received payments in banking. Let's take a look at your owner's pay. It looks like you generally pay yourself $1,000 to $4,000, but here you have a transaction for $10,000. Is that right? No, actually that was some money I took out to buy some new equipment. No problem. I can get that reclassified for you as a fixed asset, but it's important that you go back and make sure you have a receipt for that one so we can attach it to the fixed asset transaction. Okay. So, validating the balance sheet. In order to validate the balance on the balance sheet or trial balances, you can either drill down into the detailed transactions report or run subsidiary reports. Here's a list of subsidiary reports to help you validate the balance sheet. To download a copy, see the link below. So we'll get that. Where'd it go? I guess it's loading. This one never started loading. But we'll let that run aside. So balance sheet account, subsidiary report that proves the balance, bank reconciliation report, accounts receivable, AR aging or open invoices. This is really good information. Inventory valuation summary, fixed assets, transaction detail report filtered for account, other assets, transaction detail report filtered for account and or reconciliation report, accounts payable, AP aging or open bills, credit card accounts, reconciliation report, liability accounts, current or long term, transaction detail report filtered by account and or reconciliation report, sales tax liability report, payroll tax liability report, equity transaction detail report filtered by account. Okay, what's going on with this? There we go. Perfect. So we'll keep this aside for now. I'm also going to take a screenshot from myself. Make sure that I have it. Validating the balance sheet. Okay. Insert. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And I'm also going to save that copy. Proving the balance sheet copy. So let's continue lesson. Lesson check over here. Take a look at Dan Chang's balance sheet for 2019 to date. What would you investigate on the balance sheet? Okay, let's take a look. 2019 to date. So we got your bank accounts, total bank accounts, total balance sheet, accounts receivable, uncategorized asset. What's that? I don't know. Uncategorized asset. Let's check my answer. That's right. You would want to investigate the uncategorized asset and ensure that it gets correctly categorized. Okay, let's continue. Summing up, learning outcomes, well done. In this lesson, you learned how to describe the value of the report to your clients. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at creating reports to answer common business questions and the impact of best practice workflows on reports. So we're going to move to the next lesson, then we're going to zoom out because we're done for today. Since it is past 11, it's almost 11:30 over here. So everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this streaming session where I am going over the QuickBooks Online certification, my own studying. I hope the content was useful to you as well. If you have found this to be helpful, please feel free to hit that like, hit that notification bell, and hit that subscribe button. That's all I got for now. So you guys keep hustling, work hard, work smart, and have a good one, guys. All right.